Looks like we got here Andrew Accornero on the left with 4-color Delver, and Dante Zickler with Esper Stoneblade. It looks like they're both resolving mulligans at this point. We see this a lot down at our shop. Andrew is a really awesome. Both Andrews are really awesome players, but Andrew loves to play really greedy mana bases. So you'll see in this game probably like 2 dual lands and fetches that won't search for some of his dual lands and stuff like that, and then also playing Wasteland, as most Delver decks should. So we're going to see him go both. I think they're down to 6 right now. Kind of wait on them to do that. Any point, if you have any suggestions or anything that we can improve on, go ahead and post it in our chat, and we'll get back to you. Probably, I mean, hopefully as soon as we can. Oh, so here we go, starting off the game. We have a Scalding Tarp from Andrew Accornero and a Island. We're going to see a fetch land, bringing Andrew down to 19.
You killed the other guy's hand.
See a Volcanic Island. So he hasn't played his first land yet. So this could be probably maybe a Brainstorm or a Ponder, or might just not be playing around any sort of counterspell at all, knowing that Dante's on Esper Stoneblade, not running Daze or anything like that. But we just see a pass. Nope, not a pass. Ponder. So Ponder coming down from Andrew Accornero, hopefully seeing a threat here. So you can play another Volcanic Island and pass. So he hits a second land drop. It's not entirely important for Delver to hit his land drops when he's not doing anything and he's not hitting land drops. That's not going to be good for him. So we see Dante's going to cast a Lingering Souls here. This card's very hard for Delver decks to beat. A lot of times, just casting it once is enough to kind of get yourself back in the game. Either you can like block once on their Tarmogoyfs or Delver, or you can double block the Delver and then still have a flashback on that. So Lingering Souls here is really good. Now we have Aaron in the booth. Aaron Wallace, my co-commentator. He's not going to be here the whole time. We do have to watch the shop every once in a while, but he will be here to kind of help me work through some of this stuff, as well as give some funny insight, hopefully.
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 We'll see how the comedy's doing tonight. So what do you got here? I got Esper Stoneblade and 4-color Delver, huh?
Yeah, so Esper Stoneblade, looking like it's in a good position right now. We see 2 Lingering Souls, and then Andrew's trying to resolve a True Name Nemesis. We see double force from both sides, which will allow the True Name Nemesis, looks like it's going to resolve now. But the thing about Lingering Souls now is it's actually very good against True Name. It just flies over the True Name and is just as fast as Clock, as well as he has 2 bodies, so he doesn't have to commit like all his resources just to 1 body.
Yeah, I remember when True Name Nemesis came out. It was like everybody's saying it was such a game breaker, a format breaker, and it has been in so many regards. But now people have been working around it and trying to figure out answers to it because it is such a powerful card.
It is such a powerful card. Lingering Souls, I think, definitely can be one of those cards, though, that kind of brings
it back to earth.
Yeah, it brings True Name out of the format a little bit. Definitely not the best answer to it right now because he has a GTA equipped, but in most situations, it is fairly good against it.
Perfectly happy with where it is.
And that's where True Name really shines too, is where you have equipment to make him basically unkillable. If Andrew were to keep counters on it, even like something like a Golgari Charm, which has been well known to kill True Name, can't do so anymore.
Right.
And this just seems to be getting worse for Dante here. Dante, however, is, from what I understand, running 3 Supreme Verdict mainboard. So at any point he can be back in this game.
So he does have ways to recuperate from this really abysmal board situation.
For sure.
Yeah. wow, you can see on Andrew's side he has so much going on, and Dante has an empty board. You got the the true name and the equipment. It's gonna be very difficult for Dante to come back, even with that Supreme Verdict. Batter Skull's really tough.
No, that's not right. So we're getting live totals. Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention to the live totals there, but
because you get to take little hammer dudes with her.
Well, you can take them, but they don't help them.
Yeah, she is better than Merc.
so we got a total right now 14-4. So Dante, 1 turn clock here. Hopefully gonna find something, and he's gonna pass. We see a misdirection. And that'll bring him to game 2. That will bring them to game 2. So what I expect from both sides of the board is, I mean, black and red are kind of one of those third colors that really add a lot to your sideboard. So Dante's mainly blue, white, splash black. You'll probably see some amount of like Thought Seizes or some targeted discard cards, which are good against cards like Stoneforge Mystic or other cards you can't beat like True Name Nemesis. Not as good when True Name Nemesis hits the field, but still a really good card in this matchup. And then the 4-color Delver deck gets some amount of hate against Stoneforge, which is Dante's main win con. He'll have wear and tears and cards of the sort that destroy artifacts, as well as some more counter spells if he decides to bring those in. Counter spells don't seem too good here though, because he is playing Lingering Souls and only counters 1/2 of a Lingering Souls, as well as a Supreme Verdict is uncounterable. So most of his cards don't really matter. They don't really care about counter spells that much.
Against somebody playing Testament.
Did you fully realize that this is your answer to video shows?
So what do you expect to see from sideboards here? I was kind of explaining how Dante might try in some of his targeted discard to kind of counteract the True Name Nemesis before he hits the field, and then counteract the Stoneforge Mystic, kind of get the Batter Skull and GT out of their hand after they've already cast their Stoneforge Mystic, so their Stoneforge Mystic just sits there as a squire.
Right.
I think that those are probably some of the sideboard slots Dante has for this matchup. I think a lot of his sideboard, though, is mostly for combo decks, because his game 1 isn't very good against combo. He runs a lot of like Lingering Souls and Supreme Verdict. Even Jace isn't too good against combo, just because it's slow. From Andrew's side, I was thinking maybe something along the lines of Wear and Tear.
Yeah, that was one card I was thinking about.
Wear and Tear. And I don't think there's a lot coming from Andrew's side. Usually the Delver deck doesn't like to side out a lot of its counter spells, but Day's obviously probably not as good because he's going to be on the play. So you might see some amount of counter spells being side out, and then just more reactive answer like Wear and Tear. Well, it looks like I see Meddling Mage coming in from Andrew's side. I wonder what he's going to name there. Maybe Lingering Souls, maybe Supreme Verdict. Both probably good names there. So I'm seeing Meddling Mage coming in from Andrew. What do you think about that?
Meddling Mage is a card that's been around for a really long time. It's a very effective card after sideboarding because you know what you're playing against. I think Andrew's doing himself a favor by playing it, because if he gets himself to a board state like you had in the first game, he can just name a card with a Meddling Mage and then shut out all the outs that Dante would have.
So naming Supreme Verdict probably then is most of the time what he's going to name?
I think so. It depends on what side of the deck that we see, since he's got the 4 colors. He has so many different things he can access, just depending on the game state. Yeah, I know for a fact that Andrew brought in 2 Meddling Mages, which is kind of an interesting number. It's not the usual 4, so he doesn't have like an exact game plan for him. Like I'm going to play turn 2, turn 3. I think it's just a card that he's going to use kind of as a utility card, just like his deck where just plays the right card at the right time. And just gets good value out of it.
Definitely. It is kind of an awkward card, though, in this matchup, where a lot of times you can shut off their removal, but Andrew's also playing 4 Swords of Plowshares as well as Dante, so it doesn't really cut off that removal, but I think just naming the Supreme Verdict is enough to kind of push his true name over the edge.
Right, and if it might be a question if the meddling mage comes out, whether Dante draws the Swords of Plowshares or not.
Yeah.
Because we're getting our hand shown here. We got Brainstorm,
Supreme
Counterspell.
Verdict, Counterspell, Notion Thief, and Brainstorm. So Notion Thief, kind of an interesting card too. I've seen several times Notion Thief in Legacy. Somebody brainstorms either with Jace or with the actual card Brainstorm, and then basically like a 5-for-1 there. So we see Delver come down from Andrew Accornero. So Dante's got a main phase Brainstorm, not the typical Dante play that we know. Usually he's holding on to his Brainstorms until the last possible second, but obviously he thinks he needs an answer to this Delver here, and his Counterspell probably not as live next turn as he wants it to be. So Dante got a fetch as well, playing around the potential of Stifle, which I don't think that the 4-color deck would want to be running, but definitely a possibility and just easier to play around it there. So Delver trigger on this deck, he's got a Brainstorm. This will allow him to, like 99% of the time, flip a Delver. I have seen before them not having any instant sorceries on the top 3 or in their hand, and Delver not flipping because of it, but that is a very rare scenario. So he's going to put Ponder on top, reveal for Delver. Delver's going to flip and become a 3-2. What's up, Tyler?
What's up?
You want to sit down?
Sure. First one we come talk to you.
Wow.
This is real story.
So I got with me Tyler Gardner, well-known Magic player here up in Bellingham. Plays a lot of Standard and knows the Legacy meta a little bit. What we got here is we got Esper Stoneblade with Dante and 4-color Delver. Slow couple of turns here, but Delver's beating hard.
Alright.
What are you up to?
I just came up, played some EDH.
Play some EDH. That's
Yeah.
not something I hear every day.
I know, I finally made an EDH deck.
What'd you make?
It's Rug, Intet. I don't know. Seems pretty fun.
Intet. The least broken of the Rug Generals.
Yeah.
You got Animar and Maelstrom Wanderer.
And then
And
Intet.
Riku, and then you have Intet. It's like all 3 are just like broken, and then Intet's like,
Yeah, it's the one I own. I don't know, I'm surprised that Andrew's up the game. Did he just like land him out of the game, or what happened?
They had a forced battle. On turn 3, Andrew Accornero played True Name Nemesis, and then Dante forced, Andrew forced, then Dante forced again, and then Andrew forced again.
Oh,
And then
okay.
next turn he played GT, and then just
Yeah.
went 1 from there. And Dante has like 3 Supreme Verdicts, just never saw them, which he was top decking after the double force, because that's 4 cards.
Yeah.
Lingering Souls doesn't really beat True Name when he has a GT.
Yeah. not
does
much
not.
beats true name, so. Yeah, I really like Esper Stoneblade in the matchup, so.
I definitely think so too, especially when he's running back to basics to main board. Card's really good against any Delver deck pretty much, besides blue-red.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Guys in the think tank here. Dante get a fetch. Looks like Andrew's gonna fetch in response. Probably has a Stifle here. Not a card I really like in the matchup, but Andrew's a big fan.
Such as a basic, I like that. Because he knows about the back to basics, probably.
Probably knows about the back to basics. I've seen Dante play it before. That's not
So
what
that's all life.
So we did see the Stifle come down, and Andrew will continue to swing with his Delver.
Set up a Ponder. Probably looking for a Stoneforge here.
And it looks like he saw the Stoneforge. So this kind of really sealing the deal on his creature plan. Even if Dante is able to verdict next turn, he still has equipment in hand and probably another creature to equip that GT to.
I like the GT because he knows they're probably going away. So being stuck with the batter skill would be tough times.
Bad Biscuits.
Add biscuits. Glenn is off.
I'm trying so hard the first time.
Glenn is back.
Well, John really put that guy on the face screen.
So we do see the Supreme Verdict. Is that what happens?
I think so.
So we saw a Supreme Verdict. That'll get rid of the Delver and the Stoneforge and leave Dante up in a good position to just kind of take the game from here, depending on what Andrew plays this turn.
Yeah, he's got some new cards because he shuffled after that Ponder because of the Stoneforge. So
we see another Delver come down. Delver not as scary this late in the game. When Dante's on 4 lands, I don't think he minds seeing a Delver. It's really like the True Name Nemesis or another Stoneforge that he doesn't want to see.
yeah, if I was Dante, I'd be holding my counter magic for a True Name. Make sure he doesn't sneak one in underneath me. Keeps Ponder, so presumably Delver's going to be flipping next turn.
So Lingering Souls, probably the best card against Andrew's deck here. Being able to block Delver multiple times or just block and kill a Delver, depending on the removal in Andrew's hand.
Strong choice of the Pokemon tokens.
Looks like a Spirit Tomb and a Haunter.
I think Andrew's thinking about maybe pathing one of these end step so that when his Delver flips he can still swing, but I'm not sure if that's going to win him the game.
Definitely don't think swordsing half or a quarter of a Lingering Souls is really what you want to
Oh,
do.
looks like he's doing though. Pretty sure Dante's happy about this. You take the chump, get your life. Oh, it's on the stack though. Oh, he is aggressive. Forcing back there, I think.
He actually misdirections.
Oh, it's misdirection.
So he's going to misdirection and hopefully get the Delver. So a really good play there by Dante, even though
It was hot.
he got 2 cards out of his hand. He also swords the Delver.
Right.
Wow, okay, True Name.
True Name Nemesis come down from Andrew's side. Not enough lands to equip, even if he does see GTA or something off the... Oh, he has GTA in
He has
hand.
GTA. If he draws land.
So he sees a land off the top, then he will be able to play and equip GTA. Hopefully Dante has a counterspell for it, which I don't think we've seen the counterspell come down from Dante yet. He had one in his opening hand.
He's gonna need to draw Supreme Verdict in the next couple turns because, I mean, like you said earlier, like it's the way like 4-color Delver will win the matchup, either the land destruction or through True Name GTA.
And usually land destruction isn't going to get there against Dante's deck. He's running 22 lands and 10 of them are basics, I think. So Wasteland will realistically never be live in a matchup.
Yeah. Dante might be holding like Hardcast Force Will here.
You see Stoneforge come down. I think at this point, the only equipment he cares about is GTA, so he doesn't mind his opponent grabbing Batterskull because the worst one is in his hands.
Yeah.
So Trune is going to come in for 3, bring Dante to 5.
We're gonna need to see a Wrath this turn. He's checking. It's a Delta off the top. Go to 4.
Bringing Dante to 4. Go to fetch his basic swamp and probably cast another Lingering Souls. It's kind of a tell for the flashback Lingering Souls. He only plays 2 black sources in the deck, I think. 1 Underground Sea, 1 basic swamp. However, he might just be setting up for the next couple turns because I don't think he has all his colors right now, so he doesn't really care which colors he has. So he's gonna swing for 1.
All right, I like that. Snapcaster. Andrew's gonna need to counter this if he wants to stay on the plan that he's already on. Okay.
So we see a Supreme Verdict come down again off Snapcaster. Dante, really smart play there, leaving back the 1 Lingering Souls token just in case he had the counterspell, because then he wouldn't be he would be able to just swing with Stoneforge and True Name and win the game because he's at 4.
Yeah.
But even still, you get those tiny edges like swinging for 1 damage actually become relevant.
See
in the course
Metal
of the game.
Mage. Oh, all right, it's out of here.
So Metal Mage is out of here. It was probably naming Lingering Souls just because Andrew knows it's in his graveyard.
Yeah.
So we'll see Lingering Souls come down after that. And I think there is definitely outs for Andrew at this point. And he's at 14, so he has plenty of turns to find them. But there's not a ton. He does need to see a creature threat of some sort. Hopefully on a true name for him.
See, I wouldn't mind actually seeing these 4-color Delver decks because they're so diverse in the colors. To actually run 1 Cavern Souls, because Cavern for the Merfolk on True Name is like so essential in winning this matchup, or even like Cavern on Artificer or Cavern on Wizard. Just get your important threat down. But well, hopefully we'll see a game 3 here. We'll see how it plays out, because it looks like Dante's going to be getting, I would assume, Batterskull, maybe a GTA of his own here.
I think I like GTA in the matchup. It kills all his other threats besides True Name Nemesis, and realistically, it's like the same amount of clock.
See, I wonder,
but a little bit more versatile.
I wonder if Dante I feel like Dante must have counterspell here because he didn't play and equip the GTA pre-combat. I feel like he's got to have something.
I definitely agree there. I think he had a counterspell in his opening hand. I don't think he's cast it yet, so definitely holding up a counterspell for the relevant spell there. So he's going to activate his Stoneforge just to make sure his GTA is not countered, and then he's going to equip to one of his souls. Equipping with different mana just so he can leave up double blue.
Double blue.
And combat for 2 again.
I think it's a Wear Tear here. Looks like it's a Wear Tear. Alright, well then probably doesn't have the counterspell, because I feel like that would have been one of those essential ones to counter.
I think that he didn't counter there, even if he did have it, because a True Name next turn would still be devastating even with the counters. I don't think he can.
Does he win the race though?
I don't think he does. Let's see, 1-6.
It'd be close.
Barring a removal spell.
Barring a removal spell. All right. Well, we got a threat. We got a threat from Andrew.
So Dante in the think take on this one, but looking like he's gonna let that resolve and go to his turn.
Andrew giving up a little bit of information. No shuffle, no check. I don't know. Good times.
No, giving up information.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to pretend. Maybe he's like, I got one in there. I got the
one-up miracle.
No. I got the exoskeleton, grafted exoskeleton. Give me my poison counters or whatever. Be good times. All right, he's checking. He's like, man, that Wear Tear. Well, looks like a tough spot for Dante again. Let's see if he can pull out another. It's like, damn, a cheat.
I'm assuming he doesn't want to leave back a ton of blockers. He still needs to kill Andrew eventually. Depending on what's in his hand, he's probably just considering removing the Stoneforge or just leaving back blockers to block it.
Yeah, I think if he leaves back blockers, though, he has to leave back all 3, because in case there's like one removal spell, you're going to want to triple block there, just because like you want to get the creature off the table. Because the difference between 9 and 10, if he's attacking for 2 a turn in the air, isn't major. But he goes for the attack anyways.
So we put him at 9?
Yep.
So he's just going to pass. So 3 cards in hand, didn't play a land drop, and all his mana is open. So definitely some cards in Dante's hand that he's holding back. So it looks like this game's probably going to go on a bit longer. Assuming Dante has some answers in his hand.
You can see equip here from Andrew. Probably red zoning that. There it comes.
So here comes the 1 damage. Oh, we're just going to see a block by a single Lingering Souls token, and counters get on his Stoneforge.
That is shocking. Didn't see the double block there. Maybe he's just playing around with something. I don't know. Probably gonna see some. Yeah.
So you're gonna kill another Lingering Souls token. He has 1 counter left. This counter will probably just stay there, either to pump his Stoneforge or to give another creature a -1/-1. But I'm wondering what Dante was holding in order to not want to play that earlier.
Yeah, because now if he didn't have that Wrath there, then.
He probably had the Wrath in hands, but I'm wondering why he chose to play it then instead of the next.
I would have liked to see an attack too before that Wrath, because he's already committed to that 1 extra point of damage earlier. Because if Fetch puts him to 7, I'm not sure if Click is in Dante's deck, but that would be 2 Click attacks and shut off his Fetch lands. But
yeah,
looks like we got a big spell coming here from Andrew.
He's definitely running 1 Click in his deck, at least main board. I'm not sure about the sideboard.
Up to 5 mana. Are we going to see a Batterskull? Yeah, I see a Batterskull.
So Batterskull gets a germ token.
This looks like a saucy germ token. I don't know what it
It's
is.
a Goku.
Goku. All right. Well,
Goku-san.
Dante in worse trouble than before. Now that we have the Goku token in play.
If I could charge that guy,
I don't think he can handle a Kamehameha.
This is
So you
something.
disenchant on the Batterskull,
It's really, really good.
especially when he's tapped out, not having the Stoneforge in play to only pay 2 mana and then pay 3 to return it.
I'd pick Dante on
That'd be a dream.
having another land in hand potentially, which would be good if you got the brainstorm off the top, so you get rid of that. Hopefully he's not going to be brainstorm locked because he did fetch off that marsh flats last turn.
It's true. Back to basics would be really good right here.
Oh my goodness.
Don't know if he kept it in this matchup, but I assuming
Seems
he
really
did.
good in a matchup.
Yeah,
My deck doesn't. Does it have basics there?
he has one basic
basic?
island.
Yeah. I mean, he could play Delvers. Give him that.
He could play Delvers, he could play Brainstorms, he could play Ponders.
We don't see it. We see Stoneforge, which really very good if he still has Batterskull in his deck here.
I think Batterskull got wear and tear.
Oh, it did. It did.
Or was that
No,
the
no, it's
Jite?
Jite. It's Jite. There's Batterskull.
So we still have the Batterskull. Okay.
He's going with the non-promo art. I appreciate that from Dante.
Pack foils, way to go.
Pack foils, yes. A new BioBite foil is coming out. Looks pretty hot.
Bile-Blight foam?
Yeah.
Is it the
It's
game day
FNM.
promo?
I think it's an FNM promo.
FNM? That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
It's a good card to promo. I kind of miss the times when they gave out Emeralds and Restoration Angels
That's
and
good.
Brainstorms as FNM promos.
Yeah.
They still make the playable cards, but not the money cards.
Yeah, I remember when Resto came out, me and my buddy James, we had been looking at the spoilers for a couple weeks before the card came out. We were like, this is nuts. Oh, we got something.
So we got a Stifle
on the germ trigger. That is hot. Yeah, we picked up like 10 or 15 Restos when they came out because they were like $1 or something.
Yeah.
It was good pickup. Had a fun
Good
time.
pickup. Turns out they were $20 at one point.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got a Delver, and that's a lethal threat if it's flipping. But, oh.
See a Swords of Plowshares with no cards. It looks, one card in Andrew's hand. I might have just waited till the your turn to play around Spell Pierce, but I don't think Spell Pierce was kept in this matchup, just as a precautionary.
I would have actually liked to see it in response to the Delver trigger there, because if he reveals an instant or sorcery, then you get to know about it.
Yeah, it's another 2 life to gain though, and when you
You
are racing.
are racing. I feel you. We got a Brainstorm, one of the best cards Andrew could draw right now. And Dante's turn was return Batterskull. Keep that safe from, you know, possibly another Wear Terror. Put up Andrew.
pretty sweet. Yeah, because his feet is ridiculous.
So you see a Meddling Mage come down, so that's kind of a,
That's like a must counter here, because it's going to just name Batterskull.
yeah, Batterskull or a Swords of Plowshares. I think Dante has another Swords of Plowshares in hand,
Yeah.
but even still.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Except for
Very timely.
because he can't.
You know, probably because your hate speak.
We're gonna probably see Slam Batterskull here,
With,
leaving up
no, it's
3.
only large base, right? Yeah.
So we still only have 2 mana, so we can't return and play in the same turn.
Oh, he's got 3. He's got a fetch land.
Oh, he does have
Graveyard.
fetch land. Okay.
I like him not cracking there also. And also, he maybe has one more fetchable land in his deck. No, he has the Tundras too.
No, he has
Underground Sea and
5
Tundra.
islands, 3 plains, I think.
Okay.
So he definitely has more fetchable lands.
Yeah, Dante is running on land heavy list here.
He wants to see his basics so he can, later in the game when somebody taps out for something, he can just slam him back to basics and kind of get that tempo play where he's stuck on, or he still has like 5 mana and his opponent's stuck on like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I need to look at Dante's list more. I actually really like it. You see a largely irrelevant wasteland here.
So Batterskull's going to come in for 4, bringing Dante up to 8, and Andrew down to 3.
I'm looking like we're gonna be a game 3 here. Oh, we see a
True Name Nemesis.
off the top.
Definitely the best card he could have drawn here.
Oh man, that's devastating. We're gonna need to see a Vendilion click or something out of Dante here.
So we do D-Sphere, probably targeting.
Red Blast.
So Red Blast on the stack, D-Sphere on the stack.
That's a tough spot to be in. Felt like Dante was just about to pull away,
And then True Name Nemesis.
True Name Nemesis
that
once
format
again.
breaking card.
The reason Maverick is not played anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
That deck was awesome.
That deck was annoying for a lot of blue mages out there. Those tutus, too strong.
Mother of Runes and tutus.
Oh no! All right, well, hopefully we'll
see
see some
another-
removal for the GT. Oh, okay,
Lingering
Lingering Souls. Oh, this is not good though. So you still got the counters on the GT.
So we see another. I think, however, this kind of forces Andrew's hand a bit. He can equip, but I don't think he can swing because I think he loses on the swing back, and then if he just sits there to block, he can't actually block the Lingering Souls tokens.
Oh yeah, I see it. I was thinking, oh, there's a Giratina token, so that will probably help Dante.
That will definitely help Dante.
I was just
a bit.
thinking from the line of like equip Batterskull to Flyer is now out of the question, but we'll see what we have here. Could he equip Bash, gain 6? Is that enough? No.
I don't think
4,
gain 6
5,
is enough.
6, 7, 8.
It brings him to 9. And we have.
Yeah, he would live, but I mean, that's not a winning proposition. But he's actually dead unless he does that, so.
So he swings. So Dante will go down to 5. And he'll have 3 tokens on there. The 3 counters will be able to bring him up to 9 and then not die in the backswing. But then again, he still has to draw an out for the next turn.
Yeah. I mean, you just alpha here for Dante. Lingering Souls is pretty timely. So unfortunate mistake. If he has another piece of equipment, this is his game here.
This actually might just be. Pretty sure this is actually just blue, white, red Delver. I think I actually messed that up.
Okay. I'm also not Aaron Wallace, but
I'm also so you see a Fire and Ice. So this will make it lethal. Barring a removal spell, we're going to see Fire and Ice on Batterskull. So you can get the extra 2 lifelink.
also so that it doesn't just
Yep.
get killed on the flyer.
It also just doesn't block. Our True Name doesn't block it.
It's actually the perfect thing here. Andrew needs to pull out another miracle. I don't think Goku's going to help him this time.
Don't think Goku on Batterskull is going to help.
We'll see it. Look what do we got.
We're seeing a single bolt.
Oh, wow. I
coming
like
toward
that.
Batterskull, and then we're going to -1/-1.
Okay. I was,
And now we don't have lifelink from Dante.
wait, Dante was at 8 last turn.
He took 3.
Yeah, so he could have gone attack, pump on True Name, put Dante to 3, and just be like, Dante, you have your counterspell or you're dead. He would
Yeah.
have just thrown the bolt straight at the dome. I think we had a case of Andrew trying to get too tricky there. So now he's going to have to use another GT counter in response here. He's actually just dead, and then he's dead to the lethal flyers. Oh no, he would be... He's really close. This is a close game. Wow.
I think he had 3 counters, so now we still have 2
Yeah, he would have
counters.
2 counters. He has to kill it. And he didn't kill it. Okay. That is a shocker. Gaining life, 5. He has to gain life 7, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's lethal. As long as he targets him with the 2
1, 2,
damage.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead. You're dead. Fairly certain.
might have had-
We might have wrong life totals here. Our life totals must be wrong.
Our life totals are wrong. I'm going to go check that real quick. It's actually 1 to 8.
Dante's at 8.
Apparently. I think I added too many,
Yeah, okay, well that all makes sense then. The bolt play, not
Not-
even possible.
not
Not even
even
close to
possible.
being possible here. What we do see though is,
So that was game 2. Dante winning it. Really close match. True Name Nemesis making that matchup really difficult, especially when you have to verdict not on a True Name, just to sustain your life total a little bit. So we're definitely we're seeing game 3 here. Kind of an interesting matchup. I definitely thought that Esper deck was more favored, but it seems like True Name Nemesis really kind of, even though it's not that good against Lingering Souls, it's still, any equipment makes that card almost unbeatable
yeah,
for a
it's,
fair deck.
It is. It's one of those crazy ones. Definitely try to figure that one out. I wonder if Dante has anything specific in his sideboard for True Name. You know, you got the bug decks, they have Golgari Charm and whatnot. So
I don't think he does. A lot of the Stoneblade decks sideboard is dedicated to combo matchups because their game one against combos are very good.
Yeah.
When you have cards like Lingering Souls or Supreme Verdict, you definitely want to like supplement your sideboard a
Yeah.
little bit more to be better against combo. So there's like a lot of Flusterstorms and Surgical Extractions, those kind of things to kind of slow down the combo decks. But he does have, I mean,
does he have like Pithing Needle? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing one of Pithing Needle here because
he might have the Pithing Needle, I'm not sure.
because the GT is such a beating against his Lingering Souls plan, and like you saw there, the one GT from Andrew's side almost won in the game in an impossible position when paired with True Name, and since he can't interact with True Name, you might as well go after the GT.
If any fair deck, for any fair deck, I think this one has the best matchup against True Name.
Yeah.
But even still, as we saw there, like GTA on True Name almost won in the game from an unlosable point.
Yeah. Well, this will be exciting. We'll see Andrew on the play. Andrew's looking for that, Delver Stoneforge draw. Get him rolling right away. Dante's looking for Quad Laser, Wrath of Gods out of his hand.
Quad Laser, Wrath of Gods on basics.
On basics, yeah. Three basics, or 4 basics, 3 Wraths. And say, Andrew, do what you wish. Play all your creatures. We will fight a fair fight.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting too. Running Supreme Verdict instead of just target removal is Andrew doesn't really have the ability to overextend too much.
Yeah.
A lot of the Delver decks can kind of just like play threats. Like in a lot of matchups, Delver decks can kind of just like play threat, and not worry about it. But in this matchup, they definitely can't because he has Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
At any point, if he 2-for-1s or even 3-for-1s, it's putting him in a way too good of a position.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what Andrew has in his board for this matchup, because it's strange to me for him to have kept the bolts for game 2, because even though it was relevant there, even though we had the life totals wrong, it almost won in the game, and it hits Stoneforge, right, out of Dante's deck, and I don't think that's the place you want to be. Is
when his only creatures are Stoneforge and
Lingering Souls tokens,
and there's one Snapcaster, one V-Click, not extremely relevant. He might have kept it in there for the Jace, knowing he doesn't have any sideboard plan against Jace, but we didn't see a Jace that game.
Do we see a path out of Andrew that game, or Plow? I think you're gonna cut. I would cut Plow over Bolt here, because.
You mean you cut Bolt over Plow?
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't want all 8 if he has 8. Because you can at least go to the dome, with a bolt. But
I think Andrew definitely should be on the game plan of get True Name and equip, but you can't always do that. And maybe his sideboard slots just didn't allow him to take out all of his removal spells. I mean, he does have a lot of other dead cards, like Daze is very bad in the matchup. So that might be why he decided to keep the bolts in.
I like the fetch from Dante during his first turn for that Plains, because it's so crucial for him, and he knew the Stifle wasn't up. And the Stifle wasn't up again for the Stoneforge if he decided to keep the Stifle in. So.
Right.
And you see a Wasteland, but Dante, Wasteland proof. Bolt here, doing a good job, so I guess I shouldn't talk.
When you know that they're gonna play Stoneforge, when that's one of their only win conditions, Bolt still doesn't seem that good. Yeah. It's like literally his only creature, but again, he probably just doesn't have the sideboard slots to put in for the bolts.
Alright, well, she's going to have to cut herself.
Well, we want to see Island into Blowout Vendilion click here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be happening. See a main phase Brainstorm from Dante.
She'll cut herself on 1. Cut herself on 1.
Main storms are the best storms.
Yes. I remember the days when I first got into Legacy and was like, oh, turn 1, Island Brainstorm, go.
Or then you learn about how you can cast stuff at instant speed.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, end of turn.
End of
turn. Always
Your
end of turn,
turn.
Brainstorm.
Of course, because, why Doomblade your creature on my turn when I can wait until you have counter magic up? That's what instant means, right?
That is what instant means. Definitely extremely relevant in standard too. I always see people with Sphinx's Rev on end step, and it's just on their opponent's end step, and then I'll just have like the dissolve, and
You gotta
I'll just cry really hard.
If you're not going for over 7 cards in hand, just play that during your turn. I don't know. If you want, it's tough. At least upkeep it.
Yeah.
That's a a phase that you don't see a lot of standard players use is the upkeep effects. You see a lot in Legacy though. We get another basic here to avoid that wasteland.
That's kind of like really the power behind Dante's deck in the fair deck matchups, where a lot of decks are playing Wasteland and even Stifle to kind of take care of, like kind of set them back on their mana base and tempo them that way. That's really how Dante's deck shines, that he doesn't really care about it. And then he also can kind of counteract that by playing back to basics, playing against the Wasteland, where the Wasteland decks need to run all their duels because they're running Wasteland and their colors are kind of strained. He can kind of play against that and play back to basics so that none of the lands are going to come untapped on their upkeep.
We had a life swap there. I don't know, 22-15 is what I'm saying. We need to get these gentlemen some massive dice for life totals.
That would be quite the appropriate thing to do.
I think it's a ponder here from Andrew.
Ponder from Andrew. He's definitely treating it like a ponder. We're going to say it's a ponder. Draw off the top.
Or a terrible brainstorm.
Or a very bad brainstorm. So, Andrew kind of telegraphing he has another equipment in hands, which can't be good for Dante. But we're going to see the verdict come down on turn 4. Definitely when he wants to see it, when there's a Stoneforge and Batterskull in play.
We're going to see a response here.
Activation of the Stoneforge to put in a GT. So, Andrew already having at least two out of the 3 equipment in play, and then landing a true name. Definitely good position for him.
He kept that off the ponder, it looked like. We gotta see another Wrath. Or this one O-Ring effect. Vindicate. Alright.
Sweet spell. Not one I expected to see, but definitely very good here. And Andrew did actually miss a land drop last turn, so it looks like he's not going to be able to equip Batterskull anytime soon. But True Name's still pretty troublesome. 3 damage a turn is nothing to scoff at when you're at 15 with nothing to do on board. So we got a 5-minute timer for these guys. Got 5 minutes left, so kind of gonna have to play fast. But it looks like this game probably won't go to time anyway.
You know, Vindicate, one of my favorite spells. I'm in the camp for Cube for the Ring of Gix, Thalia, Icy Manipulator, Vindicate Sinkhole deck. So every time someone casts in Legacy, it gets
the stacks deck.
Yeah, it gets my heart a palpitating. Hopefully later this game we can see a Snapcaster Vindicate for the
ultimate value.
Yeah.
I always hated Vindicate. It was always kind of like one of those cards that I always hated running in Stoneblade because it was sometimes like the worst top deck you could see, but then when it's good, it is the best card in your deck.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best.
I'm not a fan of the promos for most cards, but there's sure some sweet art on the foil Vindicate promo.
Definitely some sweet art.
Ooh, and another Stifle here on the Stoneforge trigger.
So now we got Dante just having a Squire on board with no equipment and fighting against a 3-1 can't touch this.
I mean, it's a 1-2, so he can red zone, get in there. When you can't block, you might as well, throw down.
22 turn clock versus a 4 turn clock is not.
I mean,
necessarily the best odds.
We'll just see a Sphinx's Rev here from Dante. Hopefully, get him some life and some cards.
So I think we're in the think tank here on the Stifle. I'm not sure exactly where we are at this point. I'm not sure if the Stifle is resolved.
Dante's plan here might be to hopefully try to get a Batterskull and basically say, Andrew, you're gonna have to sit back on defense. But once Andrew gets to 5 mana, then vigilance on that Batterskull is.
So we do see a counterspell come down from Dante, and that's kind of what I kind of like about Dante's deck too. Is a lot of times in the mid-range matchups, like Delver versus Stoneblade X, you usually side out like a lot of your counterspells because your counterspells are kind of dead. Like Force of Will, you don't want to 2-for-1 yourself. Spell Pierce, not always live, but counterspell is one of those cards that you can always keep in, and it's like usually pretty relevant. Where the Delver deck has to keep in their counterspells. When you're on 7 lands, you don't mind like Snap, counterspell, something like that. Just getting the relevant spell after you've already verdicted.
And then here, another bolt. And that's going to draw a misdirection.
So funny thing about misdirection, it doesn't actually change the controller of the spell. It just changes the target, so you can actually hit the true name.
Super. That's another reason I don't like keeping the bolts in here, because you know about the misdirection from game 2. That is some spicy tech coming from Dante. I'm liking this deck. I'll have to see his list. We got a Delver into Plow.
So we see Swords to Plowshares on the Stoneforge Mystic after the Blowout Lightning Bolt. So Andrew's sitting on one card in hand, the Delver, and Dante hoping not to see a Spell Pierce here, doesn't see it. So we got a Batterskull in play versus a Delver. Land off the top here would be pretty good, being able to...
Oh, and it just hurts me
that,
on the inside.
Revealing the wear and tear.
Ouch. Man. Maybe he'll forget. Maybe he won't cast.
He casts the wear and tear main phase. Not a bad idea. And this is another reason why you cast spells main phase. Batterskull has a text that says pay 3, return it to your hand. Not usable now. Definitely usable next turn.
Oh man, that hurts me as a Stoneblade player. Not necessarily this list, but ooh, we might see the Snap Vindicate though. It looks like he just peeled a Snapcaster here. Okay, it might have been a Brainstorm.
Brainstorm first, kind of get all his eggs in order before they hatch.
Ducks in a row.
Ducks in a row. So you see Swords to Plowshares. And this is kind of what Dante's deck wants to do at this point in the game, is just kind of find answers and then answer his spells and get him to the point where Andrew's on no resources and Dante has something in play. Usually like Lingering Souls tokens, Stoneforge Mystic with a equipment or a Jace or something of the sort. So definitely where Dante wants to be. He's already kind of dwindled out Andrew's threats. And since Dante is a little bit more threat dense than him, it'll be easier for him to find.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna go to a draw here. Oh, okay, Snap.
Snapcaster Swords.
Okay, that brings him up to 26, I believe. Dante is 26 now.
26.
And so minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So down to 20, Dante draws a card. Dante might actually be able to erase this. Return Batterskull. We're going to see a play Batterskull probably coming in the next turn here. Okay, play Batterskull.
So play Batterskull is good. He's going to Goku token.
Goku for the draw, it looks like, maybe.
So we actually are in time right now.
Well, it looks like Brainstorm. It's, I mean, one of the best cards you can draw, and it kind of is too bad the game's going as slow as it is, because I feel like from this point, with Andrew pretty much top decking, it looks like Dante would be able to take this game if we give him time, but we're going to see a fetch here, get rid of the garbage on top.
Really trying to find an answer for this Batterskull right now so that he can swing in this turn, because as it stands, we are going to probably end in a draw.
I mean, if I'm Andrew here and he removes my Batterskull, I'm probably just scooping him up and saying, you know, good game, because, I mean, once you're drawing an extra card each turn in this matchup, it's pretty overwhelming. But
yeah.
I mean, if that Batterskull 6, this would be a tough game to see which way it would go out.
So not only does he have to deal with the Batterskull, though, he actually does need an extra clock, because he's turn 0. He'll have this turn plus 2 other turns to be able to do 20 damage, and right now he only has 6 on board. So he does need it somehow to do an extra 2 damage in there.
I mean, if I'm Andrew here, I guess I just snap block this, because I don't want to give him the card. Does this give me protection from Germ? No.
So we see a block. Andrew got up to 24.
Unless we see exactly Stoneforge Mystic out of Dante here, there's no way Dante can win in time. See a Misty come down. We have the 3 mana up for the Batterskull return, so it's going to be hard for Dante to interact with that. That was turn 2, I believe.
See, that was actually turn 1. Dante was turn 0. We're at the end of turn 1 right now.
Ooh, okay.
Vendilion click here. So this actually might... This isn't going to be enough, but it can definitely help. So we're just going to see an equip and a swing here.
5, 6, 7, 14. So he can do 14 naturally over these 2 turns. Yeah. See, if Andrew hadn't blocked last turn, that was all she wrote. But In a longer game here, I like the Fate Seal Andrew because
With one card in hand.
with one card in hand and knowing it's a fetch land, basically just trying to lock him out. But
Oh, it looks like Dante's actually at 10.
fetch for a life gain there. He returns with Batterskull and step. You're doing some math.
You did 12.
Double blue isn't up, so throw down the Batterskull's fine.
You win? Yeah, just because pretty much. Yeah, because I'll take 7. Otherwise, she walks up.
Lightning Bolt on Jace.
That's normal.
That will bring Jace to 0 loyalty counters. Let's get fetch lands. Probably gonna play Batterskull here.
Must have drawn Bolt there for the turn, because yeah, we know it was Bolt for the turn
We
there.
definitely know his Bolt. I don't think. I mean, realistically, Dante can't add another 7, 8 damage.
He needs 8 damage.
Yeah.
He says, "I have the detention sphere. Like, will you just concede?" I feel like if I was in Andrew's spot here, you gotta throw the concession his way. They're homies, but we might not see it. But draws hurt you, so play the detention sphere. Say, can you beat me this turn? I'd a ponder. Draw into True Name. Yeah, this is a spicy game.
Doing as much as he can before the game ends.
And
So that's the game. I think it ended in a draw there. We'll confirm, but
yeah, I'll go check it out. Was it a draw? Did they end up drawing?
It was a close game.
Yeah. It's
Unrelated Warhammer players talking about how close that game was. They did draw.
so they did end up drawing. So we'll see them both at 101, and then going into the 3rd round. We'll be back to you in just a few minutes.
Yep.
so,